Well, should we take a
Speaking
break?
of lowering prices, wait.
Oh, too good. That's too good to go for a break. All right, let's do this. Our good friends at the old Ford Motor Company have decided that, you know what, we don't need as much money as we thought we needed, really. Money's overrated, apparently. They're becoming more of a philanthropic organization. That's all a joke, just to be clear so we don't get sued. Ford is lowering the price on the Mustang Mach-E. I still have a hard time calling it a Mustang, but I have talked to the chief of engineering for the Mustang, and he calls it a Mustang, so fine.
Lean into
it. Ford Mustang Mach-E price has been cut, and we have some 0 to 60 miles per hour times. That's roughly 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. We should just come up with a new thing that no one understands, like nanometers per millisecond or something. It'd be like, wait, what? Multiply, divide. I still love the interior of this car.
It's nice.
Oh.
Okay, so is this out yet?
I mean,
could I
they've
buy
made,
one?
You can order one. I believe they're supposed to start delivering them fall of this year.
Okay.
I haven't heard that got pushed back, but I wouldn't be surprised if it got pushed back a little bit because they were down at the manufacturing stuff for a while. They also, I think, just minted a new factory or just laid out plans for a new battery factory that they're going to build. So they're definitely going forward with this stuff. So it'll be out. This will be a real thing. And man, I really love this interior. I really do. I'm still curious about this little knob in the middle of the main thing, kind of funky. But okay, so despite gushing over that, they've apparently dropped the Mustang Mach-E Premium's price by $3,000, which is now makes it at $47,000. Isn't that crazy that the premium version is like like the standard version of a Tesla or something? It's like
It's not a bad price.
To Ford, $47,000, that's a lot for a Ford, right? That's not some Mustang or Raptor or something. Now, remember that they also get the $7,500 federal tax credit, which I still try to ignore a lot. I mean, people don't really fully understand that you don't go there. You don't go, okay, it's $47,500. Cool, $7,500 tax credit. Here's $40,000. They're like, nope, you still got to give me the $4,750. And then when you pay taxes, you'll owe $7,500 less, which means you may get a bigger chunk back, but the loan you got is still the same price. So that monthly price is still the same for you, unless you were to refinance your loan. So anyways, so net, that would reduce the overall cost of ownership thing. And then you have the first edition, spiced up version, as they call it, saw a price cut of $1,000. So the Mach-E First Edition down by $1,000, the Premium Edition down by $3,000, and there you go. I mean, pretty incredible looking at these. The Premium selecting the California route or the other options. I think the California route is the one with the longest range, if I'm correct, which is definitely the one I would recommend people buy. Because long range is the range is where it's at, and in fact they have they have some details here. So the Mustang Mach-E trim levels, you have select, standard range, rear-wheel drive, and all-wheel drive. You're looking at 230 miles or 210 miles or some amount of kilometers apparently. For the premium standard range,
Tim's not here. We don't speak in kilometers anymore.
I always just love when
sorry, rest of the world.
And apparently my camera's frozen. I always just love when you hear someone say some number of months or some number of whatever. That's the dumbest. Okay, I live in San Diego. Joe lives in Dallas. That is some number of feet away.
It's right? Some number.
That is some number of minutes it would take me to walk there on my hands.
That's some accurate reporting.
All right, enough of that. The premium standard range version gets 300 miles. It's a rear-wheel drive, and the the California Route 1 gets 300 miles as well. Okay, so it looks like we've got a top end of 300 miles, which is definitely the one I would go with. I don't know why you'd get the California Route 1. Maybe that's better options or something like that, or because we all love California, including Ford. So that's the one you need. And then it has some 0 to 60 times, I believe, right? 0 to 60 specs. The Select 5.8 seconds, 5.2 for the all-wheel drive. The Route California Route 1 6.1 seconds. The Premium 6.1 seconds. What's the best one? The GT I thought was the best one. Where's the GT? So we're looking, I don't know, 4 to 6 seconds, 0 to 60 time overall. Okay, they have a little chart. Oh, cute. Okay, Clean Technica, thank you. So yeah, go check out Clean Technica's link. We'll put it in the description. They have some stuff here. But basically, it's getting cheaper. It's getting better. Just like my video is about to get mucho mejor. There it is. Hey-o. So I'm excited about this because I think the Mach-E is a really compelling product, and Ford, obviously a major automaker that makes gazillions of cars a year. That make some number of cars per year.
Some vague number.
But I think I did talk to Darren. Oh, I don't forget Darren's last name. A tall English guy that's in charge of this, and he said that I think they were targeting 50,000 for the first year, which is pretty small. But I have a feeling that this is going to sell well. It's a fantastic size and shape equipped vehicle. It's electric, which means the cost of ownership is going to be low, and Ford is selling it for, I would argue, a very good price. So. Well, good news.
I never would have thought that I would describe a $47,000 car as a good price. But considering even 3 years ago, the average, I'll go with it. 3 years ago, it was closer to 70, 80 for a good electric car with those kinds of specs.
Yep.
I mean, it's coming down that fast. I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm curious what the cheapest one is. Let me pull it up on their website right now. Because I think the $47,000 one, I don't think that was the vehicles. Watch, I can't find it. Electric. Don't throw me with these hybrid ones. Okay, 42.
You mean the self-charging ones?
Oh, my God. I can't even with that. 42,895.
It's a perpetual motion machine.
Yeah, gravity powered. Okay, 300-mile range, GT with options. So this is the GT is the fast one. Mid 3 seconds, 0 to 60 target. Yeah. Whatever. Okay, so we're looking at $42,000 before the $7,500 tax credit. So there's that. So it sits on the higher end, but it is a premium car. And I think they did a thing at Clean Technic also. They were looking at the cost of ownership, 5-year total cost of ownership, and you were looking at the $26,000 to $31,000, which is a Ford Escape, which is I guess a similar gas powered version of this is mid 30 to 40,000s. But I still argue I got to do a video on this, an actual monthly cost comparison, because it's still when you look at true cost of ownership, you include depreciation, which isn't something that you recognize. It doesn't hit your books, right? Net overall, yes, that's how much it cost. But on a monthly basis, in terms of can I afford my car to go to work and afford rent and put food on the table kind of a thing, that depreciation number doesn't really matter. If you could give me a $89 a month payment, even though the depreciation is really bad, it's not going to, for a lot of people, that will be a more important metric, I would say. So I think, even though you're still looking at a high price, a lot of people will choose this probably over a Ford Escape. I think that's who you're really looking at here. I don't know, or maybe people that like Tesla but have heard about quality issues and they're like, let me try Ford, which we'll see what the quality issues are like. They're not,
Some people just don't like Tesla or they don't like Elon, but they
really?
find electric cars interesting, so they...
Yeah, I think Tesla opened up people's minds to it, which is really cool. I don't think any of these electric cars would probably exist or be nearly as compelling if Tesla didn't kind of force their hand. So, they definitely get credit for that.
I had to take my car in to get inspected. We talked about this before. I still can't believe that in California you don't have to get your cars inspected every year. It blows my mind.
I believe in, not to delve into politics, but I believe the liberal conservative things have flopped and they mean different things than they mean the opposite or something. Because in Texas, this deep red hardcore Republican state has many more like big government things than California does. It's really weird.
So there's a scene in Wayne's World, and I know this is like super old school, but like there's a scene in Wayne's World where they're getting their car inspected, and the guy's like, "No, I need more money, man." He's like, "Well, you need more money," and he's like, it's like this whole thing about him getting his car inspected, like it just passed inspection. So I just assumed that was true everywhere. I mean, as far as I knew, it was like a federal thing. So when you said that in California, I said that I had to get my car inspected, you're like, why? And I'm going, what do you mean, why?
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody have to do this? My point is, I just, yeah, well, same here. It's emission checks.
Yeah.
That's part of the inspection.
There's no like other check that has to be done though. Yeah.
It's mostly a safety thing. Do your brake lights work? Do your brakes work in general? That kind of thing. But no, I took it in to get it inspected the other day, and I just went to the Quick Car, oil change place down the street, because they can do it. And I mean, it was kind of funny. I pull up and I in my Tesla at the oil change, and I get out, and the guy's like, "You need an oil change?" And I kind of look at him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just kidding," And I was like, "Nah, I need an inspection." He was like, "That's the only reason you would be here." And then afterwards, when I'm paying out, he's like asking me all these questions about it, and just genuinely curious, So I mean, like even gearheads, I think, are interested in the whole thing that's happening with electric cars right now. And I mean, if there's anything that gearheads love, it's Fords. I know I'm generalizing, but
and I interviewed the most gearhead of them all, Dave Parasak, who's the head of what they call Icons at Ford, who is the Icons are the like iconic cars that they make. So Bronco, Raptor, Mustang. So all like he's in charge of all the teams that make all those things. And I really kept trying to drill him on that. I'm like, man, you are a gearhead as gearheads come. Are you genuinely excited about an electric Mustang or electric cars? And he was very, I mean, maybe he's been coached to be this way, but he seemed very genuine to me that he was, because as a gearhead, the electric motor lets you do things that the regular combustion engine just can't do. Like just the torque and a lot of the things, and the fact that it's such a smaller footprint, which means you can do more other things elsewhere with suspension and all these So he seemed very excited about like it's like a whole new thing that all the gearheads can get excited about, because it's like you get to do so many different things. It's like, whereas on the other side, like any system or engineering kind of thing that's so mature, the innovations, like, I mean, look at your phone, right? Like, I'm sure there's a new one coming out sometime soon, and it'll have like very fractionally better things in your phone. But in the early days of cell phones, every year or every couple of years, it was like a whole leap forward. And he kind of made it sound like, from the gearhead perspective, on the combustion engine side, you don't have these massive leaps anymore. Like that's done. Like, it's a mature thing. So what you have now are the electric motors, where you can have massive leaps forward with batteries. And I mean, like, you can put 4 motors in your car if you want. You like, look at the Rivian, right? You can do tank turn. What? You couldn't do that with a regular, old combustion engine. So he seemed genuinely excited about it. Cool. So hopefully that translates to the people that love and buy Fords. So.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this clip from our show. If that's just not enough for you and you want to watch the full episode, you can go to olfpod.com/YT.
And if you want more from us, you can consider becoming a Patreon member. You'll get early access to episodes. You can join our awesome community. You can actually watch us record live and get your name in the credits by going to olfpod.com/Patreon.
So thanks everyone for watching. Check back every Friday for new clips here and new episodes on the main channel.
Thanks, everybody.